If you're looking for the ultimate blueprint to unlock your full potential and master the art of living your best life, we have just the person for you. Nick Koumalatsos is a former Special Operations Marine turned business coach and entrepreneur. Good morning, Nick.
Thank you for having me. Good morning.
Yeah, it's great to have you here. Now, one of the things you speak a lot about is holistic personal development.
Yeah.
What is that and why is it so crucial and such a game changer?
Because it's not a product. It's not a product that you can purchase. Typically the problem with people's lives is the space between their ears. So we work on them. They're the actual issue, but they're also the solution. So that's where the holistic comes in, because we're not solving it with some external thing. It's really you are your best advocate and your own worst enemy. So we try to get them out of their own way.
Yeah. Work-life balance. We keep hearing that more and more, and
Absolutely.
How critical it is for everyone, and just how it can even help productivity as well.
Absolutely.
So how do you help men conquer that challenge?
So everybody is looking for work-life balance, yet I don't know anyone that has found that. It's like a constant struggle.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is because you only have one life. And what we need to do is marry that life into one plan and get you to live congruently with the top priorities in your life. So people start feeling anxious and depressed and pulled apart between work and personal because they're not living by what their top priorities are. And when we start aligning their top priorities with their whole life and their schedule, then they start living more congruently with the things that matter most to them, and then life just kind of seamlessly happens.
Talking about things that matter most, those relationships are some of the most pivotal in our lives. Why are strong family dynamics so essential for just overall well-being?
So I love this with the people that I coach in business, is we typically do what we think we're supposed to do or that we need to do. And what's the worst thing for me is to get to the finish line and you've worked so hard for your kids, your wife, your husband, whatever it is, and then you get to the finish line and you're alone. It's not really a reward. You want to cross this finish line or this goal with your family. And that kind of goes back to the whole work-life balance, is keeping your priorities aligned so that everything that you're doing, you get the reward of being with your kids and being with your family. Because typically, for what I've seen in most people, that is their why for working so hard. That is their why for being, trying to become the very best version of themselves. And what happens is, especially with any sort of professional, that they get so hyper-focused on their career for their family, but their family's like, hey, I just want to see you and be a part of your life.
Right.
And that's where that congruently of priorities and routine have to get worked out.
Yeah, it's really navigating a bunch of different balances.
Right.
And there's a lot of elements when it comes to your coaching: fitness, nutrition, mindset training. How do these all sort of blend together to really get to that root of what you're trying to achieve with your clients?
So it's a systematic process, but typically we start with some sort of fitness-based thing. And obviously everybody's talking about it, everybody's wanting to lose weight, get fit. The reason for that is I truly believe that fitness is a gateway drug for success. And the reason for that is if a person wakes up at 5 a.m. and goes to the gym before everybody wakes up and gets some fitness, plus there's a hormonal thing that's happening and dopamine, you're feeling better, but there's no immediate gratification. There's no immediate reward. So you have to do this thing for a long period of time for the result that's going to happen later. What that tells me is that person is becoming more disciplined, they're becoming more consistent in their life. And when a person becomes disciplined and consistent, it shows up in other areas of their life. So they have more energy to play with their kids. They have the physical capability to get on the floor and run around. And I'm a father of a 4-year-old. I have 3 kids, but I've also a little one. And I'm 42 years old with a host of injuries from special operations. So it's crucial for me to stay fit, but that energy and that reward transfers into my business, the way I lead across the board.
Yeah, there's sort of this inward as well that
Yes.
needs to happen. There's so much more that we could go into if we had more time, but thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
this
for having
morning.
me. Yep.
To learn more about Nick and the work he's doing, visit nickkoumalatsos.com.